Hey YouTube, you have Leonard here. Bring guys and gals, Kanojo Okarishimasu. Yes, Rent a Girlfriend chapter 222. Now, if you guys can maybe judge by my demeanor right now, I just finished the chapter. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty upset with this chapter. I'm not going to lie. Not in terms of like the chapter itself, but in terms of like because of the feelings that I have for Kazuya, for Chizuru, for the characters in the story. I genuinely care about all the characters here. My hatred of Mami is so strong at this point in time that I don't even know what to do with it. I truly don't. I really don't. In this chapter, Mami has completely seized control of everything to the point where she's twisting this narrative. Now, we all knew that she was going to reveal things, right? And we knew she was going to make it seem like she did her best to tell the truth. But Mami took this a step to the next level. It wasn't enough for her just to reveal the lie and just to make it seem like she was benevolent in letting them know what took place. No, Mami goes an extra direction here. Mami makes it seem as if Chizuru is the villain. Remember in her conversation, and again, frame this from the standpoint of, especially for those who've been trying to support Mami's actions, Mami, when she was talking to Chizuru several chapters before, she highlighted the fact that she felt bad for Chizuru, that she was a victim, that Kazuya was doing all this stuff and he's to blame for her situation. She didn't want to step even further, that his family was to blame, that his family was garbage. Essentially, I'm putting those words in out, but she essentially said that his family's just crazy. And at the end of the day, this is a complete twist on that. Now she's saying to the family and to everyone, Kazuya's been taken advantage of. Kazuya has burned away all of his money for college. Kazuya's given away all this stuff. Chizuru even gets the ring. Chizuru is essentially, pardon my verbs, but she's basically calling her a gold digger. She's basically saying like she's using Kazuya for the money and she's benefiting from it, and this has all been a calculated ploy on Chizuru's part. I can't let that slide. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's asinine. It's horrible. But the thing that's unfortunate about this whole situation, as I look at the chapter again, I just think through all these stuff, is that Kazuya and Chizuru are to blame for this to even happen. They never spoke about the Mami stuff. They left Mami unchecked. Mami continued to make it to where Kazuya couldn't tell, like, oh, Mami's bad. Is that fair or not fair? Who knows? Chizuru never spoke to Kazuya and was upfront about the situation, even though she knew Mami's intentions. I consider that a massive flaw. And now you get to this point where by Kazuya not taking initiative, even after, in his mind, things being over Chizuru, he deludes himself into thinking he could last a couple more hours. He could let this all play out and then he could reveal the truth. Kazuya, from the very beginning, you should have told the truth. From the very start of this trip, you should have told the truth. And at the bare minimum, from the moment you thought that you and Chizuru had nothing going on, you should have told the truth about the situation. But now you've given Mami the opportunity to weave this narrative in different ways. And I'm just going back up everyone to the beginning of the chapter, then I'll get to chat as well. But in the beginning of this chapter, what was interesting is the fact that, so upset. Is the fact that Nagomi even highlights the fact that through all the stuff going on, she always kind of believed that Chizuru was too perfect. I have the line right over here, but basically I'm going to read this from the chapter. Here, Nagomi ends up saying, it's been a year and a half since we met, so this is a decent amount of time. And just recently, I finally managed to shake the feeling that she was too perfect to be Kazuya's girlfriend. I see now. Those are the words of Nagomi. If anything, I'm angry at Mami and I feel awful for Nagomi, more so than anyone, because she wanted to have faith. She wanted to believe, but she's not a dumb character. Nagomi is a very intellectual character in this series and very perceptive, as we've all noticed. So she knew something was up all this time, but she wanted to think better of both of them. She wanted to think that even though this seemed like too good to be true, that they wouldn't lie to her, especially all this time. And she's given ample time, a year and a half, for them to say something. And she's gotten to the point where she accepted that, you know what, maybe this isn't a lie. But even then, from her conversation with Chizuru, she knew something was up to some degree. She knew something was up, but she couldn't really put her finger on it. And now for her to get this reveal, not only the fact that this is all a lie, but then to top it off, the fact that she is of the belief that Chizuru's conning her grandson. It's just wrong, man. It's just absolutely wrong. I really do feel bad for Nagomi. And for Mami to even get to this point, like, Mami's honestly just a very despicable character. She really is. I have no sympathy for her at this point. I will admit the backstory and everything like that, it made me want to understand Mami more, but I didn't excuse the things that she's done. But nah, this, for her to now slander Chizuru, it's again proof that it never was about just strictly this whole love thing. Mami is jealous of Chizuru. Mami, in addition to not liking love, has a jealousy towards Chizuru because Chizuru, let's be real, is better than her in every way, shape, and form. And Mami knows that. So for her to crush Kazi and get this high from crushing him because he's a loser, and then this loser turns around and now he's dating this girl even better than Mami, this is why she's doing all this stuff. This is why Mami is acting. And to ruin this family, and I understand that again, the root of the issue really is Kazuya and Chizuru because of the lie. But for Mami to do this to a group of people is disgusting. It's literally just disgusting. I hope she gets exposed. And I'm going to transition very quickly to my next thought over here. What is Kazuya going to do, everybody? Well, what can Kazuya do here? And I'm seeing my chat right now, I'm seeing people saying Chizuru's fault or Kazuya. Chizuru is to blame for a lot of this, but it comes down to Kazuya. Kazuya, the root issue comes down to Kazuya. Because we can say we want about Chizuru and she's made missteps, many missteps that have led us to this point. Kazuya always has the power and the ability to change what is happening by being honest and truthful. Kazuya right now, if he tells the truth, or if he had told the truth earlier, would have been in better shape. Kazuya, what are you going to do now that the truth is all out? Or this fake truth, I should say, is out. They know about the rental girlfriend situation, and now Chizuru is being slandered. And Chizuru, we know, is probably not going to say anything. If anything, her guilt would have it to where she would take all of this and just disappear from their lives, and then she'd have nobody. The only people that she can even now consider herself like a family, she's going to lose. Kazuya, this is the moment where you have to show yourself to be a good character. Will you take this opportunity to stand up for Chizuru? Will you denounce the things that Mami's saying? Recognize that these are all false. Will you stand up for her and set the matter straight, even if it means that people end up hating you for it? Are you ready and willing to do so? This is your moment now, Kazuya. This is your moment to actually do something. And I'm of a belief that going into the next few portions of this series, this final act as they're calling it, if it is indeed that, Kazuya is probably going to have to talk to Nagomi at the end of the day and set matters straight. He just is. I don't think there's anything else that he can do. Other options are that Kibe can potentially say something because he knows Mami and he knows to some degree backstory there. Kibe might be able to say something and put two together like there's something wrong here. Kibe has also spoken to Mizuhara, so therefore he has a little bit more background. Kuri definitely could say something, I don't know if he will. And Ruka knows the situation better than anyone as relates to Kazuya and also Chizuru. So also Ruka could say something and all vouch for Mami lying. But at the end of the day, Kazuya needs to take that first step. Kazuya needs to take the first step to admit to the fact that he was wrong in everything. But the one thing, even if he lied about the rental girlfriend status and all this other stuff that you can't disagree on, or that he's going to have to tell him that you can't disagree on, is that he loves Chizuru. He absolutely loves Chizuru. He cares about her. And likewise, Chizuru is not a bad person and would never do anything to harm him. Everything that he's done, money, etc., was his decision and his decision alone. She had tried to even stop him from renting her. Everything is his fault. That's what he has to do at the end of the day. Now, just very quickly, everyone, before I end the video, I'm looking at my chat very quickly. Tai Chizuru chair confess. So we have to remember this. I know everyone's going to go back to Chizuru and the confession, right? So hear me out for a second. Chizuru was wrong for how she handled the confession with Kazuya. And we recognize that at the end of the day, Kazuya was able to confess to Chizuru. But take that out of the equation for a second. If he was able to confess, that would have given him an opportunity to feel confident and maybe approaching Nagomi, and they could potentially be a couple. That is true. But the root issue here has nothing to do with whether or not Chizuru likes him or not, in terms of specifically Kazuya telling the truth. Nothing was ever stopping Kazuya from telling the truth whatsoever. Whether he was dating Chizuru or not, it would have been a more favorable opportunity to tell the truth if he and Chizuru were in fact dating and had mutual feelings. But those two scenarios are mutually exclusive, basically. Or not mutually exclusive. He doesn't have to tell Chizuru, and he doesn't have to confess to her, and likewise then after tell the truth. He always had an opportunity to tell the truth. He's always had the ability to do so. Even now, he still has the ability to tell the truth and try to set matters straight. Say what we want about Chizuru, say what we want about Ruka, all these different characters. This is his life. This is his life and his family. Kazuya has to admit to the fact that what he has done is wrong. Chizuru has to also admit, quite frankly, that what she has done is wrong, because Chizuru has taken many, many missteps along the way as well. But I firmly do believe that in this story, in Kazuya's story, in his character, he has to be the one to take the first step and recognize the situation. I will tell you this right now, and again, I'm arguably one of the biggest Kazuya defenders out there these days. If Kazuya doesn't do anything, this is bad for his character. That this is going to be bad. I don't think he's going to not say something unless Reiji wills it, because Reiji is the mangaka. Two things: either he says something now, or he's going to fail, and this will be a low moment again for his character, and he'll regroup and eventually have to tell the truth. It comes down to Kazuya. No one else can tell it for him. No one else can start this for him. Kazuya has to be the person to start things off. So everyone, those are my thoughts once again with regards to this chapter. Mami's for the streets, man. Mami is the streets. Mami is disgusting. I can't. Mami's not redeemable. There's nothing you can give me at this point, Mami, to make me feel like, oh, Mami's not a bad person. Mami is a garbage person, a garbage character. Well, maybe not garbage character. She's actually a good character in the context of the story, but she's a garbage human being, garbage person. And I do hope she gets what's coming to her in this series. So let me know your thoughts, everyone, in the comment section down below. How did you feel about this chapter at the end of the day? My chat's trolling me so much with Mami. I hate all of you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you enjoy this chapter? How do you feel about Mami and all this? How do you feel about Kazuya and Chizuru? Who do you blame more for this situation being where it is? I'm curious your thoughts. And what do you think Kazuya, Chizuru, or all these people, what do you think has to be done to rectify this situation? And one last thing before I end the video, before I want to get this out as well. What do you think is going to happen to Nagomi? Because we see in this video, we see in this chapter basically, Nagomi's thinking back to Chizuru, this whole talk about grandmother, this and that. And she's thinking back to grandma's society as well, one of her best friends. Do you think that Nagomi's going to believe Mami when she says the fact that this is all a lie and that she was conning Kazuya? It doesn't seem in line with the person that Chizuru has been presented to be. Granted, Nagomi's probably thinking all of this could be a lie in terms of like who she thought Chizuru was. But she knows Sayuri. She knows the quality of person Sayuri is. She knows how much she cared about her granddaughter, how much she spoke about her granddaughter. I don't know yet if Nagomi truly is going to believe everything that Mami is saying, but in the event that she does, and she ends up spiraling into a very dark place because of this, I really worry about her health. I really hope that she'll be fine, and that this chapter isn't foreshadowing a similar fate to Grandma Sayuri. I really hope that is not the case. I don't think that's the case, and I think that Nagomi has proven herself to be a very strong, resilient character time and time again, and even in the face of all of this, if they tell the truth and they're upfront and they confront what Mami is saying, she will believe them. So with that, everyone, I'm going to end it here. Like the video if you like the video, comment again in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. Follow me on Twitch. You can find my live reaction here, everybody, once again on Twitch. So link in the description box down below. You can find the full live reaction. And with that, I am Leonard and I'm out. Take care, everybody. Peace. We hate Mami.